Yes, yes, yes. There's a lot of problems in the world right now, and there's a problems that are here and that can stop existing in the world right now. So this message is for my host country, uh, the loosely Islamic Republic of the former Turkish state. I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it, but all I know is right now. Don't forget about the Kurds. When if you're gonna fight the Israeli nation because of the things that your foreign minister has said about Israel, also don't forget about the Kurds. That's all. That's Don't forget about the Kurdish people in your own territory. You know, remember them. Remember them when you fight Israel for the Palestinian, ideology, things like that. First of all, I got to be very, very clear. I sympathize with every disadvantaged people of the world. Kurds, Palestinians. Let's see. So the Great Britain against no, I'm sorry, not Great Britain, but the Catholic Ireland against the South Protestant Ireland. I sympathize with them too. I sympathize with the Ukrainians against the Russians. I sympathize against the local Mexicans in their towns against the cartels and the government. I sympathize with the Spanish people in Catalonia against their government. I sympathize with the Syrians against this quagmire of nonsense. My only concern is if another state involves its military power in another sovereign nation when it hasn't finished its own 36-year war with its citizens. Is that fair? Is that fair? Don't forget about the Kurds. When you go to Israel, don't forget about the Kurds. Don't forget. Never forget. I didn't say not forget about Syria either. I'm just very specifically the thing I heard from the Turkish foreign minister. He spoke in English, by the way, and thank you, sir, for speaking in English. To help the others who can't speak proper Turkish or whatever. And around the whole world. He said some statements that made me think, if Israel said that about Turkey and the Kurds, that would be a big, 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 huge problem. So don't forget about the Kurds. If you attack Israel, remember the Kurds. And also remember from, what was it? The Israeli upgraded tanks 11 years ago for the offensive, anti-Kurd offensive in Syria. This was around 170 M60A1 tanks upgraded by IMI at the cost of $687 million. So 2003 to 2010. I know it's a long time ago. I know for the history of the world, it's not that long. 11 years, I guess. Yeah, you know what? It's a long time ago. So when you're engaging your 36, if you're not engaging in your home problems, Yutashul Jahundashul, that's peace at home, peace in the world. How do you have a right to engage in a military operation in Israel? Are you protecting the Palestinians or are you protecting the image of the caliphate? Are you the caliphate? The new caliphate that's going to save the world, unite all Muslims of the world, but you're killing your own citizens at home and you're killing Syrian Arabs, Syrian Kurds, and the Syrian people are not very comfortable here. I'm not talking about a ideological right or a moral right. My only concern is don't forget about the Kurds. When you're killing Israelis, don't forget about the Kurds. When you're helping Palestinians and that you're trying to be the caliphate of the new Arab Muslim world order, Arab Muslim world order. Don't forget about Turkey. So don't forget about the Kurds, and don't forget your Turkish citizens. Your Turkish citizens who are, about to be in poverty. Some of them are. Don't forget about them. Don't forget about the Kurds. When you remember the Palestinians, remember the Kurds. When you want to attack Israel, remember your citizens who are almost left impoverished. It's not a game right now. It's not a game anymore. Don't forget about the Kurds. If you attack Israel and make a World War 3.5, don't forget about the Kurds. That's all I'm asking you. As a person who's here, who's seeing this fucked up situation, don't forget about your original enemy as you claim them to be. I'm a neutral party. I'm just saying what I see, saying what I see. Yes, you can say some things about where I'm from, like, oh, what about, this and that and that and this? That's fair. That's fair. We tried to fix it. We are fixing it, but the whole world was against one person who was actually fixing things. And he never forgot about the people. He never forgot. So if there's some military actions in Israel from the Turkish military or special forces, Turkish ground forces, or any type of attack on Israel for the sake of the citizens of Palestine, also don't forget about your Kurdish people, your citizens in the sovereign borders of Turkey. I'm not a person to say that, Turkey does not have a legal right to protect its sovereignty on those borderlands. There was an agreement fought long ago. Can there be a better solution? Was there a better solution? Then the systems broke down because of caliphate, a caliphate type situations. Don't forget about the Kurds if you go to Israel. Don't forget. Never forget. Never forget about your citizens. I have authority to say this, and I said it. Don't forget about the Kurds when you fight Israel. If you fight Israel. If this is just some political moves to rally the people you think you own, that's a problem. You don't own anybody. Okay. The you is the negative forces that are restricting the freedom of the human spirit. You can't do that. You won't do that. This will not spark World War 3.5. This will not spark it. Okay, so you can ask me, like, what do you think about the Israeli aggression towards the Palestinians? Okay. I'm not saying like that, as in, what do I think? It seems to be a historical place problem. Thousands of years, maybe 8,000 years. Well, okay, so it's 1443, 45, according to the Islamic calendar. So like it's been more than 500 years since this problem has been continuing. But I have a rule. Nothing before 1900. Okay, so nothing before 1900 because psychologically it's confusing. It's difficult for me to sympathize with a sovereign state's opinion about trying to save people in another country, and they're not solving their 36-year-old problem in their own country. That's a problem. Unless this is the new Caliphate 2.5, like the super war. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that. No one wants that. Nobody wants that. Nobody alive wants that. Nobody. But we'll see. And if you set sail to Haifa or any coastal, is it Haifa or Tel Aviv? Where's Jerusalem? Is Jerusalem? I don't know where Jerusalem. I know where. I know. Come on, I know where Jerusalem is, but isn't Haifa on the coast? I only know three cities in distributed territories of Palestine and Israel: Haifa, Tel Aviv, and Jerusalem. Yeah, like don't forget about the Kurds. When you remember Palestinians, remember your people also. Thank you. And don't worry about that. Everything's getting better. Even though it doesn't look like it's getting better, it's getting better. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, bye.